Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. This pick a card reading is a general reading, so it should fit any situation you find yourself in. As always, we have our 3 piles here with group 1 on the left, 2 is in the middle and 3 is on the right. The timestamps will be in the description box below along with the cards that I'm using. If you'd like a private reading with me, there's information in the description box below that you can book a session with me. That being said, I'll leave you with your selection and I hope you enjoy your reading. Hey group 1, and welcome to your reading if you've chosen this beautiful piece of Rainbow Aura quartz. This is a very new piece to the collection, so you won't have seen it before on the page yet, but this one was a gift from a beautiful friend in our circle as an energy exchange, so that could be a relevant message, something about having equal energy exchanges in your life, giving and receiving being equal, giving from the heart, giving things that add meaning to your life or to somebody else's life, but also just the message of the Rainbow Aura quartz. I did a little Google for the Rainbow Aura in particular, and it is about activating all of the energy centers and bringing back that energy and zest for life, so a lot of motivation and drive, but also helping with clearing out dysfunctional relationships and releasing grief and resentment from those situations. So group 1, let's jump into your reading. It looks like a beautiful, beautiful reading here for you this week. The underlying energy, I'll go straight to it, is the 3 of Cups. Underneath that I do see the Emperor, 5 of Swords. Interesting. Okay, like for some here, like this is not going to be for everyone. There's been a breakup in the distant past and you're just trying to regain yourself and your strength from that and moving forward, hanging with friends. Not for everyone, of course. There's other people that this situation is just about gaining more authority within your own life. Definitely an end of a situation somewhere in the past, but this is more now about you coming into a time of enjoyment and connection with beautiful friends and celebrating your achievements and going for more achievements, making goals and kicking them. So let's start with the past energy, group 1. As always, we have got the 8 of Cups. My throat, it's not you guys today, it's me. My throat's a bit funny this morning. It keeps catching, so I'm glad I knew that was me before I started the readings, because sometimes you can't tell whose it is. Anyway, 8 of Cups, Judgment, and the 4 of Wands. We're not going to recap too heavily on the past. It's more about the present and the future for you, like I said before. It's looking ahead vibes at the moment. So 8 of Cups is there though. It's this knowing that you do need to continue working through release of heavy times and just letting go of those things that were out of your hands or out of your control, things that just don't serve holding on to any longer. Judgment's here to say that it's from letting go of those energies that you create space to see what is yet to come for you. And I think that's sort of where where you're at now. I feel like some of you might be getting a bit of visions and a bit of intuition or maybe premonition. Look, see, falling away, like really it's time to leave something, and I think you have. I really feel like you've made a great strides in walking away from things that weren't working for you or things that are unhealthy, regardless of how hard that may have been. I just do notice, I didn't notice that before so much. There's like a little bowl there, sort of drowning a little bit. So there's a lot of complication in what you walk away from, that's for sure. It's really complicated, but it's not, on the horizon is not. It's more peaceful and serene. So where was I? There's more room for inspiration here, and I feel like you're having a lot of, yes, that's right, having a lot of vision about what it is that's in your next chapter or what you're meant to do. And some of you are having really big vision, like, oh my God, am I capable of that? Sort of really seeing something quite massive and maybe even having a serious moments of doubt about your ability to achieve that or stride towards that. But 100%, it's, you're being given this inspiration and this vision for a very good reason. There's a lot here to be said about connecting with like minds and community. 3 of Cups is there. It's very much a time for intimate connections with people who you can be vulnerable with, who you can really build solid connections with, people that can be honest with you as well and support you on your journey in shadow and in light. Group work I think is important as well for some of you out there, like actually contributing to groups, communities, and receiving the energy and what, you know, that from those groups, inspiration. So that's like spirit, like, what was I going to say? I was going to say spiritual development, but hang on, no, maybe it is for some. It could be any type. It could be a fitness group. It could be a group, it's like a student group learning something. It could be a course you take. It could be just a program for fun. It could be anything at all. Creativity, especially in this group, feels really big. So current energy and where we find ourselves. I also feel, just want to see. Okay, it does look like there's significant relationship messages here as well. Really, yeah, challenging soul connections is what I've seen here in the past, and it's actually making me burn right up to even connect with that, like get really hot. So there's a lot of energy around certain soul connections in your life, for better or worse. And I feel like that's both. Like there's some that have not been good and you've learned a lot from them, like real catalyst for growth, but it's no longer serving. And then others that are going to help you move forward further in the next part of your journey that will be with you. Anyway, let's move along. The Knight of Wands, the Nine of Wands as we approach this week. So what I feel for this is a bit of potentially scattered energy, or just feeling like you've got maybe a lot of ideas and and desire to just stride towards a different direction or continue on this path that you perhaps already started here. That's sort of, it's very slow moving though, even though this can be a very fast energy, the Knight of Wands. To me, it feels like the energy that's, I don't know, higher or fast or whatever is more to do with your creativity or that desire or that passion inside of you. And then needing to really ground that into a nice careful plan and a steady focus, rather than burning yourself out really quickly with one thing, if that resonates with you. It feels like there's a lot of passion here, and there's a desire to get your body moving, and there's a desire to create and express, to dance, to move. But there really is a need to create a bit more of a balance and a bit more of a steady routine, and just check things off nice and slowly. Your oracle cards also do speak to a slow, gradual growth to something big. So further into the week ahead, I see you achieving more of that grounded energy. We have the Six of Pentacles, Empress, Chariot, and the Justice. So big major arcanas towards the end of your week, meaning that it may, when I see this, it feels like things are sort of feel like they're slotting into place. So you may start the week a little chaotic, or even a little erratic, or a little bit scattered, or a little bit, lots to do, really maybe even tired, but still got this energy that you pull from nowhere and push on through anyway, get what you need to do to get things done. But I feel like as the week progresses, you're finding a bit more balance. With the Six of Pentacles, I do feel that's a potential assistance from someone you interact with this week, with the Empress, someone very healing or someone very caring. The Empress could be your mother, it could be your friend, a sister, a teacher, it could be a complete stranger. I do feel this is an external energy for many of you, where you're just getting a little help, or somebody is there for you, and it's an equal exchange. And it's interesting because we spoke about that with the Rainbow Aura, and then we see the Six of Pentacles, which is all about equal exchanges, and kindness and reciprocity, benevolence. It's all very beautiful healing energy here. So I think there's a lot to be received this week for you after maybe a period of tiredness. And I feel also that the things that you explore with your creativity or your passion, even though there may be a little bit of a chaotic or erratic is the word that keeps coming to me, energy this week, I still feel like the things that you engage in will pay off, or you'll get something out of them. But it's also to say, I feel like needing a little bit more structure perhaps as well. So with the Chariot and Justice, like this is everything balancing out. Look at that, with the Six of Pentacles one side, Justice on the other, and even the Chariot with the Dark and the Light Horse. You're really, I feel, meeting your own needs and ticking things off. Like it feels like you're accomplishing things, and it's nice and it's steady, and it's fulfilling. And I feel like really nourishing the tummy, the belly this week. So you have got the Oracle card of drinking tea. That might be what helps you nourish your belly. Maybe it's just really, really beautiful diet. I'm seeing some mandalas here with the Six of Pentacles as well. Maybe you'd like to create art or do something very meditative for you to sort of, I think it's really wonderful actually doing that sort of art, because it lets the body speak. It's much like dancing in a way. It lets the body speak. You can get out of your own way and really go into a bit of a meditative practice with it. What else is there in the Chariot? End of arguments I'm seeing as well. There's something here that's perhaps chaotic, or like an argument or something, and it's just like maybe that either you just walk away and disconnect, it diffuses, or there's like a conversation that you can have with someone this week that sort of puts things to rest or clears the air a little bit, if there's been a disagreement and a resistance to smooth that over. I feel like that will, you know, come to a head and things will be fine. So in the challenge, we have the Five of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and the Moon. I've got a few different feels from this one. So Five of Pentacles, it really does actually feel quite different for all of you. And some of you, this is physical resources of just tiredness or poor health. Maybe you've been a little unwell. Maybe you're fighting something at the moment and you just need to recuperate and get your energy levels back. That might be the case for some of you. And in this week, I see nourishment and support and everything you need to get there. So the Five of Pentacles won't linger. It is a challenge though. So maybe it's financial stability. Maybe you're finding there's a lot of bills coming in and it's a little challenging. Or maybe you're finding that there's just not enough time to get the things done that you'd like to get done. For a very large portion of you, I feel like this is this sense of maybe just you're on, some of you, it's like you're on the precipice of change, of something quite beautiful, and it's so slowly unfolding that it may even make you doubt it and think that it's not happening, or it's not going to happen, or it's hard to actually see it. See, this woman, she's got the key right there, but she's not looking. She doesn't see that the opportunity is there for her, and that if she is to maybe get up and stretch and look around, she might see that there's actually an opportunity right there in the room she sits in that can help her walk through this door. There's a tool you've got, perhaps. Maybe there's something on your altar or something somewhere. Maybe it's a deck of cards and there's one card in there with the message you need. Maybe, who knows what this is. Maybe it's that thing you've already got a plan for, but you haven't implemented it yet. It's the first step. Whatever it is here with the Page of Pentacles too, right? There may also feel lack of opportunity around you. Like these, you may not be like I just said, you're not seeing. There is an opportunity, but you just may not be seeing it. Or it may be that it's coming in so slowly, you have to wait a long time, or that there's some sort of sense of delay or block with an opportunity you'd like to see flourish. I feel as well with the Moon that if anything, it's more of a sense of confusion and potentially having a little bit of trouble deciphering what this spiritual message is that you've been getting from the universe, or something like this. Like you might be doubting your intuition, or just having a little trouble deciphering a message maybe from a dream, or there's something you're trying to understand. Maybe it's your own ability to connect intuitively, and maybe you're feeling blocked in that sense, or you're just something you want to develop and it's important to you, and you feel like it's a real strong calling to be able to connect in this way, and you might be just really having trouble with that. And so for many of you, especially if it's developing your intuition, there are a lot of keys around your house to help with that. There's a lot of creative and fun ways to develop your intuition that there's so many. I recommend them all the time on the channel, all sorts of little things. And there's so many recommendations out there in the world. What else is here? There's definitely a sense of fear of not having enough, of not being enough for something. Maybe you feel inadequate potentially. You feel like you haven't grown enough, or you don't have enough experience, or you might be comparing yourself to the people around you and thinking, oh, they've got all this or they've done all that, and maybe they have, and maybe it's a blessing to be around such inspiring people if that's you. But you're growing too, and I don't think it's healthy to compare. Again, I'm seeing a lot of mandala imagery here. Art feels very important this week. It's creative expression for sure. Let's move into what will help with the challenge. I love to see the Three of Wands after some cards like that, and the Seven of Pentacles. Like, am I right? Come on, other readers out there, you've got to see this. It's like, this is just, have patience. I wanted to say have patience, baby. Like, it's okay, darling. It's like that sort of energy. There's a nurturing vibe around you. Maybe it's a mother, a friend, there's someone. It's like, it's all good. You've got a good friend, I feel. Maybe that friend is in spirit. You've got the Three of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles here though. This is a timely investment. It's waiting for things to come towards you slowly as you gently align in your own timing. I see the Reiki energy here as well. From this deck often has Reiki messages in it. And just also looking at how he concentrates so carefully to watch this beautiful tree grow. He's sending all of his love and these beautiful promises yet to flourish. So there's a lot of different things potentially that you want to nurture within yourself, or in your creative life, or in your work life, or in your relationships. And this is saying that steady, what do I want to say? Steady goes? I don't know. I kind of want to pull up the oracles that support this as well. I will in a tick. We've got the Ten of Swords here as well. So there are significant endings. We open the reading with the Eight of Cups. So, and it is the past energy. It's this realization that things have to go, or things are ending and you're releasing. What will help with the challenge is embracing endings and supporting yourself, putting all your focus into this new birth, this new growth, and waiting for it to really come in, waiting for more opportunities, relishing the ones that you have to therefore bring in even more of them. Lots of gratitude is important at this moment. So let me just go over to show you why I think the steady, slow pace is it's an okay thing. Like, you know, you're right where you need to be. You don't need to fret or worry. So we have got the card Will, and it has a beautiful little tortoise on there. Expression, assertiveness, self-control, and direction. But you also have the koala spirit, and if you know about koalas, they are very slow. A bit like a sloth. They just cruise around the gum trees, eating eucalyptus, just having a wonderful time. And the card is Spirit has a plan as well. And with this, you know, direction, self-control, expression, assertiveness, I'm already seeing, like when I look back here, I saw that Emperor and that Five of Swords. You know, I see you leaving situations that made you feel powerless, or just complete waste of energy, like whatever it might have been. Just a drain, actually, I feel, for some. Really violent for some, actually. Oh, there's lots of things there that because there's probably a lot of people connecting. There is a lot of toxicity in the past of whatever. It's complicated, and you've come away from that, and that's where I feel the assertiveness comes into it, you know, and the expression as well, like being true to what you want. There's beautiful blues here. But Spirit has a plan with the koala and the tortoise as well. These are beautiful, slow, graceful animals. And it really is just a gentle becoming. So don't push yourself, and don't feel like you've missed the mark, or that it's not going to happen, or whatever you might be telling yourself that makes you feel this sense of lack, not enough, or lack, right? Because it's not the truth. This is what's the truth. It's the Three of Wands. So when we see the Two of Wands, and then we have the three, like it's a journey. So the Two of Wands is a crossroads. We're looking this way or that way. When you see the three, you've made your choice. You've left the old path. You've taken a new path. So the three is to say that as you step onto this new path and continue, you will get more opportunities that are in alignment with the choices you're now making. Different choices that you made in the past. Further guidance here, we have the Page of Cups, I was going to say the Nine of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles. I saw a fair few different things in all of this as well, of course. So for many of you, the art again came flying out, of course, with the Page of Cups. I feel like for some of you might be actually creating an art class that you help people with. Maybe it's art therapy. It could be something completely different, but still something very creative that you are wanting to manifest or offer as a service to the world. It might be to do with your career. For some of you, this is completely different. This is about your inner reflections and how kind you are to yourself, and how you step into your power, and how you befriend yourself, how you befriend others. So there's a lot of focus on friendships and how you connect. There's also this energy here of following through with these creative ideas that you have, bringing them to life. You may have lots of ideas, but really bring them to life. Create a plan for them, manifest, like really start to perhaps do the physical to these inspirations you have. Do the physical work, I mean to say. The Ten of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, this could be about a business, a legacy you want to build, something you want to do for your community or for your family. could be to do with purchasing a home. It could be to do with a complete redirection of life where you just rebuild a new 10 of Pentacles somewhere else. That could be the case, but it's something that someone's got a vision. A few of you, a lot of you, group 1, you've got a vision here. And for some of you, it's massive. Like you want to open a retreat somewhere overseas, or like something it feels like, whoa, that's a huge mountain to climb. There's a lot I need to do to get to that point. But just enjoy the ride. You know, have fun, make friends, make art, make love, make music, believe in the impossible. It's all of that energy. Be kind. Be kind to yourself, especially as you reflect. I see a reflection on how far you've come, and I see a lot of harsh inner critic in a moment just now, like looking in the mirror and just not being very kind. So there's a real need to shift that and be a lot more gentle and compassionate to yourself, because that is what's going to support you to stand into your power and inspire other people as well. As we move over to the outcome, I just love it. We've got the Ace of Cups, we've got Temperance, and we've got the Magician. What is this whole reading about, right? That's it. This is it. So you've got this beautiful new beginning in love. Something, it doesn't have to be a new partnership, it can be anything. It's just that your heart is activated. Maybe that's what we're talking about with the crystal as well. All of your energy centers being activated and filled with vibrancy and a zest for life. So you're activating at the heart center. So that could have massive effect on everything you do. How you treat yourself, how you treat others, the way you judge the outer world, how you judge your inner world, the way you start your day, how you cook. Like it'll change everything. The Temperance and the Magician, though, that's what this message is truly. Like, it's about recreating balance in your life and having a gentle patience as you step into mastery. So doing what is required to rebalance, and sometimes that means saying no to certain areas so that you've got more time for, reprioritizing, that sort of thing. But this is about mastery and growth and development and manifesting the vision that you have, which is wonderful, because we do have make a vision board as your self-care prompt this week. So that might be something you really would benefit from, creating a vision board. And there's so many creative ways to do a vision board. You can do a vision anything. Look around. If you're not into vision boards, there's so many other ways to do exactly that. Even just using your altars can be quite a vision board. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, it goes with all of this vision that you have, and there's such a beautiful leadership quality within you. I do feel, actually, keep looking back over here, I feel like there's a group. I feel like you're going to teach a group. Maybe you're going to guide children through something, a children's program perhaps. I feel like you're going to facilitate something perhaps. Helping people express their emotions in a healthy way. Maybe it's a women's circle, maybe it's a young teen circle. Who knows? It's wonderful though. It does feel really good. So we also have here Midheaven from Astro Codes, Pinnacle. And Midheaven is all about, what is it, the 10th house. It's all about your absolute peak in your work life, or in your status of like a purpose, your journey in that sense. So you may feel a really big calling towards something, and like I see here, because this particular card had the turtle on one side and the koala on the other. So it's like you're slowly building something, a castle in the sky. You're slowly building a beautiful empire for yourself. And when I say empire, it doesn't, I don't know what image you might get, but that can mean anything, whatever that means to you, to have have stability and to be able to inspire and just magnificent growth. The challenge with this card can be overcoming family conditioning and those ideals of success, or imprinting, what was I going to say? Like sometimes we can be raised with conditioning that limits our beliefs in our abilities or what's possible. So I feel like there's a real shift in just there's something getting out of your way And I think it could be many things, and some of those things are beliefs. Some of them are just things connections, damage from connections, I would like to say, like things people have said on repeat or something that's been really hard to unlearn, that sort of stuff. I do feel like there's just these few little things, but you really are truly on the way. The blocks are so minor now compared to perhaps what they used to be. So we have the abundance card as well, which is exactly that. This is a time of abundance. See it around you, be grateful for it, because more of it is on the way. It's a time for really enjoying what is there. Gratitude is very, very, very important at this point in the journey. It really feels that way. We saw it before. We have drink tea, a beautiful way to nourish your belly. I'm having licorice root today. I like to have licorice root when I do readings. It feels very grounding. Sometimes, having an intention for the type of tea can add that extra power and love. We have aromatherapy. Again, another beautiful thing to help with what doesn't aromatherapy help with. It's absolutely amazing. Maybe look into the benefits if you're not so sure. Make a vision board. We saw it before. Journaling. That really wanted to come out for this group. So if you've never done it before, maybe it's something you'd like to explore. And if it is something you love, then keep doing that, because it's really helpful for you to process your thoughts and continue manifesting or releasing. You have own your power. I love that. It's throughout this whole reading. That's what you're doing. It's where it's at for you. The Empress is right there in the middle of your week, because you really are owning your power in a beautiful way, in a gentle way. I feel like you are a gentle person. So we have 2 tea leaf oracles to finish your reading. Birth or conception of a child or enterprise. And dolphin, financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. But what I also saw was not always something from the past. For some of you, it's about doing something that you enjoy, something playful with the dolphin there. So financial gain and the birth of something new, potentially a child, but it could also be a business, or it could be just something inside of you, like your own power that's coming to life and activation. We do end the reading with the Magician, so I would not be surprised with where you head, group 1. So that's what I have for you here. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I hope it's given you some sort of comfort, clarity, or guidance. If you'd like a private reading, you can get that in the description box below. And that being said, look forward to reading for you all again soon. Group 1, take care. Bye. Hey Group 2, and welcome to a reading. If you've chosen the Lemurian seed, then this one is for you. So this particular piece is my favorite of all my crystals, and I've had it for the longest. It came into my journey and during a very, very difficult transformation, and has stayed with me ever since. So the Lemurians, an ancient civilization, very benevolent beings, aligned to the ebb and flow of the universe, and unconditional love for all of creation. So a very beautiful energy. You might like to work with the Lemurian seed. And what I actually found quite cool is the card from Sacred Destiny Oracle. It's like, just such a similar shape, similar sort of crystal, and it is the card Wonders. I actually feel called to read from the book for that one, so I think I might do that when the time comes. I'll just put the book there. Anyway, let's jump into your reading. Group 2. So it's not an easy time. There's a personal challenge here, but let's move through it. If that sounds like you, stick around. We've got the 2 of Pentacles reversed. We've got the High Priestess and the 4 of Swords. So this is passive energy. There's no real movement forward right now. This is very meditative energy. We have stasis, intuition, and respite as the keywords on these cards. So And that's exactly what it is. It is time for you to really meditate over something personal, something that's going on a deep level. I think you might be really seeking some answers about something just inside of yourself, connecting to spirit, connecting to your heart, and taking all the rest you need. So you might find yourself sort of pulling back from a situation. You might be pulling back from a specific person, or just trying to recuperate your energy and gain a bit of insight and truth into this situation, or what this sort of thing that you're, so many things came then. Something that you're meditating on or trying to decide, trying to get more clarity on. There is a need to just take it easy, and you have been, and that's totally good. And there's also a really strong sound message in this reading, so using music or sound healing would be really, really beneficial. If you've been doing that, keep doing that. It's a really, really helpful thing. If you're a musician, maybe you're a singer, or maybe you're listening to binaural beats, or maybe you're doing using certain sound healing tools like tuning forks or singing bowls or whatever it is for you. There's a real strong message of sound in this reading. So as we proceed into the week ahead, we have got the King of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the Ten of Swords. Determined, responsive, closure are the words here. There's a bunch more cards yet to come. We might actually take them all this time. We've got Endurance with the Nine of Wands. We've got Struggle with the Five of Wands. We've got Cerebral with the Princess of Swords, and Pray, the Way. Okay, so this whole week ahead looks like it's a bit of a personal one. If you know, like, it's a time for you to sort of come to terms with some things, I would say. You know, with the King of Cups and King of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords, there's a real desire to create more stability in a situation in your life without being emotionally affected in a way that creates negative outcomes, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like you're really coming to terms with something, or trying to gain emotional strength over a situation, or an understanding something. Maybe you're trying to understand something that's very emotional or not very logical. So you might be having a bit of a hard time sort of understanding, comprehending, meditating, or just working something out. It feels like there's an internal struggle here. And with the Ten of Swords, there is definitely that marking of an ending that causes, you know, resistance to move forward and tiredness. So maybe there's something that you know, you'd liked to happen and it didn't happen, and that's caused a disappointment and a setback. Or perhaps there's been an ending of a really significant relationship or a chapter in your life that has caused you to feel like, or maybe potentially this ending is yet to come, or it's something you're still moving through. For others, it's just a process. It's been ongoing for some time. With the Ten of Swords, Nine of Wands. With the Five of Wands as well, and the Princess of Swords, it's like as you proceed through this week, you're, as the card says, cerebral, you're becoming more cerebral. So you might be compartmentalizing the situation. With the Five of Wands here as well, there may still be ongoing conflict, or there may be a lot of tension, a lot of energy that needs rebalancing and releasing. I feel like there's for some of you, you might be having a difficulty with a particular relationship, so just taking time out from that is like really important. But maybe the other person is really struggling. This could be vice versa. So maybe someone else has taken time out and you might be really struggling. You might have a lot to say to them and be unable to reach them, or vice versa. With the Nine of Wands there, the Ten of Swords. There's a real emotional response to an ending here that's not easy. It's really difficult to move through. But you have got the Prince of Swords, and this deck has Holy Arcana and Major Arcana, and it has the Way from the Holy Arcana. And the Way is all about exactly that. It's the surrender to that bigger picture in life, and having prayer and utmost faith for something that's much bigger than yourself, and perhaps something that you can't quite comprehend. There's a lot in this reading that feels uncomprehendable at this point, or maybe it's to do with you might be having linear thoughts, and there's a need to sort of expand and maybe step back a little bit. You might be stuck in a certain timeline or a belief that you're trying to shift or work through. I want to get a little bit more on all of this because it's a very interesting reading, and it looks like it's a struggle. And let's just see what else is here. The Nine of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Princess of Discs, the Queen of Discs on the bottom as well. Okay, I see Taurus energy showing up there. Okay. So yeah, you know, with the Nine of Swords, the Two of Swords, it is confirming that this is a very a really difficult ending that you're moving through, or a difficult, if it's not an ending, it's just this, it's a situation that's really hard to comprehend logically, or find peace. There's a lot of anxiety. We've got cruelty and peace here in these cards. So there's definitely a great deal of internal struggle and stress and anxiety, and it may be haunting dreams, you may be having trouble sleeping, you may be feeling like your heart is being ripped out for some people here. This is not an easy situation. There's a real challenge with overcoming this, or coming into acceptance. Comprehension and acceptance feels like the challenge. But as you progress into the week ahead, there is a lift. There is some sort of peace, subtle respite, something here, where you manage to really compartmentalize things and see things for how they are, and sort of really, I think like it's a bit of effort from your part, but you force yourself to look at things differently, or surrender a certain viewpoint and adapt another one, that really helps you ground and accept and release. So in the challenge, like we've not already been in it, we've got the Truth, another holy arcana. You have the Hierophant in reverse and the Empress. Strong Taurus energy in this reading. So I see lots of Cancer energy too, just that feeling. I don't actually see the Chariot here, but I feel Cancer here. But anyway, so the Truth, Hierophant reverse and the Empress. For some of you, again, this is about deciphering a certain spiritual message. I think I said that before. You might be having trouble sort of understanding something at this point. There may be a real challenge with speaking your truth to certain people as well. You might be, like we saw before, maybe it's because there's a block there, or maybe because there's a lack of understanding between you and another person. But the Hierophant reversed is in the challenge is to say, I feel like this challenge is about difficulty embodying your own personal truth and just building upon that and believing in your dreams and letting yourself sort of step out of certain confines. And if that doesn't resonate, then it's dealing with other people who can't do that. So you might have a very elaborate spiritual understanding or a very broad understanding of life, and maybe you're dealing with a certain person in your life who doesn't quite, they don't quite have that same bandwidth as you. And it may be hard to reach them, or vice versa. I feel a lot of pressure in the head as I hold those cards. There's a lot of spiritual understanding in this reading this week. So that might be where it's at for you. It's just trying to understand parts of your own spiritual nature. We have the Wheel of Flow, which is the Wheel of Fortune in the challenge as well. 6 of Discs in the bottom, 6 of Cups. So repetitive situations from the past, and finding opportunities to break free and evolve past those situations. 3 of Swords, heartbreak again, 10 of Cups. So yeah, there may be, like with the Hierophant reverse, there very well could be a relationship breakdown, like a marriage breakdown. There's definitely the energy of that there. And just having this difficulty with, nurturing yourself and finding that abundance again, and stepping back into a sense of support and connection and prayer and trust. So there's a little bit of resistance around trusting what's unfolding here. So in what will help with the challenge, we have got the Princess of Cups, the Ace of Discs, and the 3 of Discs, Pentacles. What will help here? Well, I really love this for you. It's embracing new beginnings, embracing healing modalities that will support you with the Page of Cups, or other people that can support you, friends, having compassion for this situation, having compassion for yourself, having compassion for others. Ace of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, having a new beginning with a group of people potentially will help you. So maybe this is a support network group, maybe this is about starting a new career somewhere else, or just putting a foundation stone down in a new place. So there's an opportunity here to work with a group of people, or to expand on your skills and branch out in life, make new friends, and just move forward from a situation and find healing. That is what is here and what will help with us with the challenge. So in the challenge, there's, you know, the ability to speak truth is in the challenge, the ability to speak up on something or something that you're perhaps still trying to articulate and understand. You're having trouble articulating perhaps because you're still having trouble understanding it or finding a sense of what it all means on the inside. Maybe it's a situation you faced and now you're trying to understand why it happened or the purpose behind something. But there is inspiration from this as well, and something that can inspire you to be a more creative person, be more honest and true to who you are, more expressionate, more just activated in this life and on this journey, and really truly embodying these beautiful, strong qualities of Mother Earth and the teachings. Don't be afraid to work with groups. There's a lot you will benefit from that. So in further guidance, we have got the Queen of Swords, Four of Cups reverse, and the Ace of Cups. So there may be a rejection here for some people. That may be the challenge that is ongoing. There may be a rejection from your side or someone else's. And if that's necessary, I feel it is. Is that a singing bowl? Yeah, it is. See, more sound healing coming through in this group again. I didn't see that one before, so another indication. It looks like she's got the singing bowl there. But anyway, the Queen of Swords, the Four of Cups reversed, and the... where am I? Ace of Cups. This is, again, I've say before, being discerning, seeing things for what they are and compartmentalizing situations, because there is something that is... stagnating in your energy. I don't think it holds you. I'm not sure. I don't know how much it actually holds you back, rather than it's just something you might be holding on to that needs releasing and transmuting. You may need a bit of help with that. Maybe seeing an energy medicine practitioner of any kind, or just doing your own practices. You are your own guru here. That's another big portion of this reading, is like trusting in your own guidance from source, but also being willing to, you know, receive guidance from other people as well and work together in a team, but also trusting that you can stay true to yourself and honor your own personal way while maintaining a certain relationship or while maintaining a certain group or something like this. You may even inspire these groups, but I don't think your intention need to be there. Like, I just think you need to be authentic to yourself, and then that's all that matters. So Queen of Swords, discernment over things that are just not working and needing to perhaps walk away from things that are, what would I want to say? Is that something empty here? And just that, I think that came out wrong, like walking away from something empty, because it's more about just filling your own cup rather. You know, maybe it is walking away in a situation. We've got the Ten of Swords here, you know, there is closure and a lot of really struggling energies in this week to come through something. But I really feel like you come out the other side of things through a lot of prayer, and you find grounding and you find peace, and you sort of land on the ground again. There's a real need to clear your energy. That's here very strongly as well, but we'll get to that in the oracles. So stagnation, so things that are stagnant, is time to clear them away and sort of bring yourself a bit of healing through, like we've said already 100 times, a bit of sound healing would be beautiful. Maybe you can go to a sound bath and receive. In the outcome for this reading, we have the Sun, the Lovers, and the Three of Wands. Keywords: illumination, marriage, and purpose. So for some of you, this is an illumination within a certain particular marriage. Well, there's only one marriage you can have, isn't there? Within your marriage, if that is not for everyone, of course. So there's a real understanding in a connection here that the purpose of a connection, or why it had to go the way that it did, or why it is in your life at all, or was in your life, depending on where you stand. But the main message I do feel for this is rather about you actually stepping into your own authenticity, your own power, and making choices here that move you forward in a direction that's more self-activating and more self-actualizing. The Sun here is illumination. It's about growth. It's about exploring. It's about letting yourself be seen. We've even got solar flares in your one of your oracle cards. So lots of really activating energy here. And with the Lovers, I mean, it can be about a marriage, but typically this card is about a choice that's made in alignment with your highest potential. And with the Three of Wands here as well, it sort of tells me that there's really big personal choices you're making with regards to embodiment of your spirit and of your essence and of your authenticity that is going to cause you to make certain choices that are subtly different, some of you dramatically different, that then align you to greater things, greater opportunities, expansion within your connections, and just development on the path ahead with the Three of Wands there. Purpose, so directly driving towards your purpose. There's an activation and illumination, but you're moving through a really dark time to get there. And there's a lot that really is hard to understand about it. Like, I found this really difficult to read, and who knows if it even makes sense. See, look, Five of Swords, conflict, as I split the deck here. And then resignation with the Seven of Pentacles reverse, so giving up and walking away from something. Okay, let's move into the oracle cards. We have got sound, music, silence, rhythm, and vibration. And what else do I have here? Another sound one we had was sing. And I would kind of even say that the crow spirit is a bit of sound, because haven't we all heard their caw? Very loud near my place, the crows cawing. But yes, sound. Back over to sound. This is not only about music and sound therapies, but also your self-expression and speaking up, speaking your truth and letting yourself be heard, not being afraid of your message, not being afraid of sharing your message. But yes, predominantly it is about sound healing, beautiful music playing in the home space to bring you peace or to provoke certain ways of thinking. There's a lot of music out there with lyrical medicine inside that promotes these thoughts. You know, it provokes all sorts of feelings and shifts in perception, certain music. And I do recommend songs from time to time here, you know, that is supportive in that way. So do check them out if I ever do share. They're usually like mentioned. Anyway, we have solar flares. We saw that before. This is a card of activation. So it is about you landing here. We've got the sun in your outcome. We've got the Lovers. So like all of this you go through is going to be worth it, is what I'm saying and seeing. Like it really will. It is about an activation. It may seem like a really brutal loss or very like everything's falling apart, but that's not actually the case. And with sing, we had crow spirit, co-create with spirit, and that's exactly it. This is, I feel like, more to do with the Lovers card as well, with these subtle choices, that a subtle shift in your choosing. And that could be in how you choose to respond, or how you choose to perceive something. You might be really working on that, taking a step back. I really feel that as well with this, you know, the Two of Swords, the Princess of Disc, the Princess of Swords, the Holy Arcana the Way. Like all of these cards talk about like actually gaining a great deal of strength and understanding over something that was actually really felt impossible to understand and unravel or find peace with. So we also had the card Wonders, and I did say I wanted to read from the book. I'm not sure why, but we're about to find out. Where are we? Wonders. Alrighty. Where am I going to read from? Just around the corner, exciting possibilities are waiting for you. Wonders will be abounding in your life. Sometimes they won't be apparent at first. Nevertheless, they are. The more you see them and embrace them, the more these possibilities will grow in magnitude. Celebrate and cherish even the small ones, no matter how tiny they may seem. Let go of expectations. Don't limit the way you think that wondrous events could appear in your life. Be open. If you believe, anything and everything is possible. I do feel that for you. Self-care prompts we had was sing, so expressing yourself. For some of you might like to create certain music that helps other people healing, or you may have messages to share. You've got something that's to do with your purpose, that is to do with speech or helping people find understanding. You've got clear your energy, and was that here? I thought I had that in 2 cards actually in this reading, but I can't find it. Or maybe it went to a different pile. Anyway, clear your energy is here. It'll be a beautiful thing to do, and you can do it in so many different ways. So she's got sage in the card here, but you might like to eat well and exercise. You might like to dance. You might like to do some yoga or qigong or whatever it is that really helps you transmute some blocked energy. You've got connect with crystals. You might like to connect with Lemurian seed. That'll be really beautiful, or something to help you with your third eye and your intuition. You have got, this deck only affords us that the third eye chakra is out of balance, and if that's the case, it might be something you'd like to meditate on and sort of bring back into balance. But I don't feel like that is the case for everyone. I feel like, if anything, it's more about this, or actually I kind of do feel this grittiness around the third eye. It's not that you're not activated in that way, it's just to say that there's confusion, and it's, once you clear that away, it's straight on, you'll be right. It's a perceptionary shift, I think, that is needed there. Something, a belief or something, or just this lack of understanding, which will come clear soon. Goldfish in the tea leaf oracle, increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. I feel like it's spiritual growth in particular. You have ear, good news. There is good news on the way. And I do see that, like, this reading is difficult in the start, and through the week it's not an easy one. You're trying to gain more stability over your own emotions and just a bit more stability within your life, but may still be a lot of complication that you've got to move through. But regardless, I think the efforts you're putting into yourself shine through down the track a little bit, because you really do gain stability and, I was going to say momentum, but maybe it is momentum, but just a bit more belief in self. Like, you know, what I get when I look at these cards, what I feel the most is just this sense of, oh shit, maybe I can do it. You know, it's that sort of thing. Like, and it's like, and it's genuine. Like, it, I don't know if I'm wording it right. What is it? Have some tea. You might be resigning to the idea of something as well. Like, there's a sense of acceptance within it that's not easy. Anyway, we have stork here as well. News of a birth or a new business opportunity here for you also. So those are the tea leaf oracles, and that is what I have for your reading, group 2. So a really interesting one this week. I hope it made sense for you all. And I hope it gave you some sort of comfort, clarity, or guidance. If you're after a private reading, you can get those in the description box below. And take care, group 2. I'll speak to you next time. Bye. Hey, group 3, and welcome to your reading. If you've chosen the amethyst generator, then this one is for you. So many beautiful things to see inside this particular piece. So many amazing rainbows. When you really look deeply enough, you see so much more. That may be a message. Maybe look a little deeper into something and you will find even more magic inside. But it is the intuitive stone. So maybe you're a reader or an energy healer, or just very connected to source, and you use that guidance all the time. So group 3, let's jump into your reading. It's an interesting one. A few energies on the table, but the dominant energies here are Leo and Virgo, so that kind of indicates to me that the time of August, September might be really important for you. But anyway, let's have a look at what's here. So in the past energy, we have Strength, the Magician, and the Ace of Swords. 2 major arcanas in the past, speaking about really big changes in your world. And look at this, you have potentially overcome something very difficult, but the main thing here is about you manifesting something new. With the Strength here, it's like, you know, maybe you've run from something quite literally. Maybe you've put a lot of effort into rebuilding strength in your life so that you can be back in your power in a situation. The past energy shows that there's been a shift and you've done that. You've put a lot of work in, group 3. You've really shown up for something to strengthen, to release, whatever it might have been. It's caused you to really know yourself deeper, know your power. And I do feel like it definitely took a fair bit of your own courage to persevere and come into your power through this situation, whatever this might have been for you. But the Ace of Swords here as well, you might be manifesting, I was going to say a conversation, but I actually wanted to say information. So you might be sort of exploring and really seeking information and learning new things and expanding your perceptions on a certain topic or on the world or your personal power. There's also here a lot of energy of guiding people with really strong messages. So you might be someone who, maybe you do readings like this, or maybe you have a way of reaching people that helps empower them and helps them see clarity. So I do feel like you're a very courageous, masterful energy here, very competent and capable of anything at all. It's that sort of vibe. As we progress into the week ahead, we've got the Page of Swords, Two of Pentacles, and the Hermit. So some of you may be trying to manifest a particular communication with somebody, or like potentially for some, I do see that here as well with the Page of Swords. There's certainly, for some of you, might be somebody that is sort of keeping a bit of an eye on you or checking in on you. Vice versa, you may be checking in on a situation or a person as well. But outside of that message, I do feel that this, because I kind of feel like for some people, there's like a separation between you and someone you care about potentially, and you might sort of both be wanting to reach in energetically or talk to each other, but for whatever reason you're unable to. And that won't be for everyone, but let's get back to the main message. So what I'm seeing here is exactly in the imagery, right? So she's sort of balancing out all these different aspects of her life. So I can see that here. You probably got a lot of things on the go right now. You may be studying, you may be working, you may have children, you may have social commitments, you may have personal goals. And you're really just trying to move through all of that as best you can while maintaining a balance of, self-care and rest as well. So I feel like this is the time for you to really be like on the ball sort of feeling, but while still giving yourself time to relax, no pressure. But like it is a real mentally active time. And perhaps socially active, physically active. It is an active time for you to be exploring, to be learning, to be juggling multiple facets of your life. Getting it done. To-do lists might be supportive when you've got this much to do. She's like following a recipe, so that also sort of tells me that while you might be following a sequence of events and learning something that might be rigid, you're also encouraged to expand your way of thinking past that structure into something a little bit broader, and that may mean you need to look at things more logically, or even less logically. You'll know. So the Hermit here, Virgo's energy, it is studious energy. It is it's also meditative. I honestly do see a lot of alone cards here. So you might be spending a fair bit of time on your own, or have been, and I do feel like that'll change. There's more energies coming in to support you and be around you in the very near future, but right now it's important that you do get things done. And if you are given a lot of alone time, or even if you've been given rest time, just trust that whatever you've been given in your schedule or whatever is what you need. So if you have got an opening or you've got a bit more free time, maybe don't fill that up right away. If that serves, like maybe you're already full enough and you might need to just take a moment to just rest and let some stuff come to the surface, especially if you've been keeping very busy. And I just there's so much magic within this particular card as well. So I do feel like you are learning something. Like I really see you, it's all here. You're really trying to put information into yourself. Like you're trying to learn, and you're doing so well. And as we move into the week ahead, we've got the Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, and the Six of Cups. So what I see here is an opening of the heart. I see an opening of, it's just an opening, whatever that means. So maybe it's an opening of time in your schedule, or just something comes through a door potentially. Maybe someone's coming to your door, someone's visiting. We've definitely got this indication of, this single lady card with the Nine of Pentacles. It's a very independent energy. She's got a banquet here. She looks to the horizon of guests that are yet to come. She's connected to Spirit's helpers. They've helped her cook this banquet. So this is someone who's ultra connected to their abundance, to their spirit, to their life. They feel grateful, they feel full, they feel provided for and supported by the universe and by themselves. Like they've got all they need. This person doesn't particularly need anyone or anything from anyone. It's super independent. And all of your cards show that. Strength, Magician, like Hermit, and in the most beautiful way as well. You know, there's different types of independence, and I think yours is a really healthy one. But anyway, we have the Three of Wands here. I was going to say Nine of Wands. Maybe we'll talk about the Nine of Wands too, in that I can see here you have got a lot on your plate. You might be a little exhausted and tired and just sort of pushing on through anyway, and maybe that's also a bit of a survival tactic or an avoidance tactic to sort of sit and let some of the deeper feelings come up to be processed or felt or acknowledged. You might be stuffing some feelings down and just sort of keeping busy. That could be the message for some people, not everyone, but there's certainly if you're given time to rest, take it and let that stuff come to the surface, if that applies to you. So Three of Wands, what was I talking about? That's right, I said the 9, so we read into it. Three of Wands and the Six of Cups. So reunion energy of the Six of Cups. It's beautiful time with family, and I think it is so beautiful because it came underneath the table of this beautiful oracle card, family. And I just love that so much. So maybe you're spending time with your sisters or your mother or your auntie or your grandmother or whatever, like whoever family is to. Maybe they're soul family, adoptive family. They don't have to be blood, you know the drill. It's beautiful. It is a time to sort of welcome them in. Maybe you're inviting people over for a meal or a gathering of some kind. Maybe that's something you're hoping for and you're planning for. There might be a need to travel to see them, and it's something you're sort of off in the future, but you're making it happen, and maybe you're organizing it with phone calls and plans and things like that. For some of you, it's more immediate. They can visit you. Everyone's a different timeline here, but what I do see is you're very independent and you're welcoming soul love into your life as well. So for the singles in this reading, people that are maybe being single for a little while, just doing your own thing, what I see here in this energy as well is that maintaining your independence and staying on this path is going to lead you to those beautiful connections, whether it's a partner for life or friends and tribe and community. There's really soulful connections coming in towards you, and for many of you they're the family you love and already know, but I do feel that for some that there's a single person out there for sure connecting that has got someone special coming into their world, and I think you already got that feeling anyway. Like you'll know which part of it and who it's for and all that. In the challenge, we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, and the Seven of Wands. And what I get here with this one is like, if anything, it's so many things. No, it truly feels like you have desires, you have plans and wishes and momentum going in a certain direction in life. I feel like you're doing really well, and you will continue to, and momentum will build. However, there may be a specific person in your world or people that don't understand or are against what you're doing or have put limits on you or somehow sort of challenge your energy in a way that is not really supportive or helpful for anyone. I do feel there's a few things here actually. For some of you, you're wanting to relocate completely. I see a lot of overseas travel in these cards, or over water, or just like movement, distance, big distance. And there may be a lot of things you need to overcome before you can do that. Maybe it's visa requirements, maybe it's affordability, maybe it's just the structure of your life that needs to shift so that you can implement this plan. So for some of you as well, it's like you're waiting on an opportunity to come your way, or you're waiting on communication, or you're waiting on some sort of beginning that hasn't perhaps started yet, or you're having a real hard time getting something off the ground. Maybe it's a business you're trying to build. There could be a lot of competition. There could be a lot of, friction in some way. This is about believing in yourself, regardless of what other people have to say. It's about just standing up for yourself. It's about fighting back. And it's not five of Wands fighting back, though. It's more defend yourself. Just stand up for what's to be true. There's no need to actually engage in fight, but just stand strong, stick to your guns. It's that sort of energy. So you might be having trouble doing that. It's in the challenge, or maybe you're being challenged by certain ideals or expanding your vision. What will help with the challenge? We have the Knight of Wands, The Four of Cups, the Six of Pentacles. There was a big message that came through when they came out, and when it happens like that, sometimes I lose it and it's hard to get back when I come back to them. That's why shuffling on camera can be handy, but then that takes so long too. Anyway, so Knight of, okay, what are we doing? What will help with the challenge? So you're needing to implement your practices, absolutely, and acknowledge the opportunities that are actually all around you. See, what I'm seeing here is like maybe you're looking for something, you might be looking to a big horizon, right? Big goals, big dreams, things that you want, things that you see for yourself, and they may not be manifested right now. However, what I see in this is you actually have everything that you need. All those things that you're walking towards, sure, you're walking towards them, but it's not really important right now. It's exciting maybe, it's hopeful, it's the things you want, but it's actually not as important at all right now, it feels, than this moment. This is what feels most important, and it's relishing this moment. It's taking advantage of the opportunities that are already here in front of you. I feel like moving your body is going to be really beneficial. Engaging in your practices, putting time aside to, you know, develop your music ability or your writing ability, or your, you know, putting yourself out there, like public speaking, or just the way you express yourself. Like there's a real need to put more energy into your passions and explore and go and have fun. There's a phone battery. With the Page of Wands here, Knight of Wands in what will help with your challenge, it's this is an inspiring energy, and it's very, well, a lot of the time it'll be called as inconsistent or impulsive, but this is what will actually help you right now, is to be a little bit more playful and go and do things as the passion arises, perhaps. Four of Cups is realizing that there's a lot more around you than you currently, there's a lot more opportunity and potential in the situation you're in than you're currently giving credit to, potentially. And with the Six of Pentacles here as well, it wouldn't hurt to ask for help, to gain more information, to maybe study with a fellow student that you're in the same class with, sit in extra class if you need it, but also benevolence, random acts of kindness, giving freely, giving freely. Just leave it at that. Just give and give freely. If you have an opportunity this week to give to someone freely, please do so. It could be a random stranger, it could be anything at all. I hope you remember this message when that comes up, because I do really feel that for you. It'll be really beneficial for you to give, even if you feel like, oh, I don't know if I can, or there's like some sort of resistance to it, but logically you actually could. Anyway, anything else in that? There's a Ten of Wands. You need more assistance and help. There's a transformation needed. So okay, so I'm seeing that too. It would be really beneficial to see a certain energy practitioner to help you with releasing some of the heaviness you're still carrying from a situation, just to help you rebalance your own energy and move forward. I see a lot of relationship strain, stress here as well from the past. Some people have had a breakup that they're still releasing and healing from. It's not easy. I'm also seeing the need to be careful around energies that are just taking your, people that are just taking your energy, people that are taking advantage of you. If you're having anything like that, with people just wanting to take, and there's no real equal give. People that just want you for a certain time or a certain thing that's not, you know, just be aware of the energies coming into your world, because I feel like you've got a lot of space to welcome things in right now, like you are manifesting and drawing things towards you. So do be discerning with those energies and what you give towards. But then I also am seeing that there will be people that are, you know, very deserving of your benevolence, kindness and energy. In further guidance, we have the Five of Cups, Judgment, and the Eight of Swords. For some of you, I do see a relationship here. We have one person here and we have one person here who are at an odds to each other right now, potentially, but I don't want to read too much of that into this reading. It is a general, and I don't know, it doesn't feel like I'm meant to do that so much here today. That's all right. There's another reading in this. Maybe you want to go back to the start if you need a message like that, choose a different pile, maybe. Or another reading entirely. So Five of Cups, Judgment, Eight of Swords. it's similar to how I was before. I had so much there, and then I just need a moment to get that back again. Or maybe that's actually a message for you. I just need a moment to get that back again, whatever that is, inner strength, or just like my sanity or stability, emotional stability, or just your own pizzazz. So 5 of Cups is a great loss, and the 8 of Swords is, you know, fixation on that loss. It could be obsession energy, or it could just feel completely defeated and powerless to a situation that's out of your hands. Maybe somebody had to leave your life, or perhaps there was a loss in the family, a loved one passing on. It could be anything where you've sort of really suffered a great big blow, and it's perhaps debilitated you. And so when I see Strength, Magician, Ace of Swords at the start, maybe that's what you've had strength to sort of move away from and like pick yourself back up again. With Judgment here though, in the further guidance, it's like there's a purpose behind, I want to say there's a purpose behind all of this, but hang on a minute. I mean, there's some situations where it is what it is, and it's not that way, if you know what I mean. That message probably isn't so good for such a general reading right now, right in this particular moment anyway. But regardless, I'm actually not sure why I'm finding this so difficult, because it shouldn't be. I'm gonna just acknowledge, oh wow, okay, underlying energy is, well, I was going to say just the 4 of Swords, but then I also see the 9 of Wands and the 5 of Pentacles. I see, you know, Temperance, the 3 of Swords, the 6 of Swords. This is painful. This is a potential marriage breakdown. I've got the King and Queen of Cups with arguments between them, so there's likely a beautiful relationship that is broken down. It doesn't have to be yours, it could be within your family. A marriage for sure. 10 of Cups, the 6 of Swords, you've had to leave something behind that's very painful, and sort of just heal again, being very lost on your own. And that may have been you in the past with the 5 of Pentacles, sort of lost on your own, but this is you now though. You know, you've come good, you've sort of picked yourself back up, you dust yourself off, you're rebuilding maybe, if that is for you. But anyway, what I want is some sort of confirmation on this energy down here. Just because I feel like when I was pulling the cards earlier, there was a way bigger message than I'm able to touch on right now for some reason. Sort of going with it. King of Wands, King of Pentacles. I see the Hierophant there as well. Okay, so there is a push in a direction for you, and it's spirit led, and so maybe it's about rebuilding yourself from the fires. You know, there's a bit of rebirth energy in this whole section, where a great loss and a great deal of just defeated. Perhaps you just felt so defeated, and it's caused you to turn within, and it's caused you to look at perhaps things differently. And that's the guidance here, is to just trust in this moment, even if that's where you still find yourself, that you're actually being guided towards a different horizon, a different vision, maybe a different relationship, maybe a different job, a different just everything. It's time to sort of explore and move out of something very hard. We have leadership energy here with the King of Wands, and following through with the visions that you have for your life. And I see that here in these other cards too. So you might have people up against you, or a certain person that doesn't, you know, quite support your journey, and that's fine. They don't have to. You do you. You're gaining your own stability and momentum and power in your journey. I see a lot of success here for you on the other side of whatever that is. So in the outcome energy, it is quite brilliant. We have got the 3 of Cups, the 6 of Wands, and the 8 of Cups. So for some, with the 8 of Cups, it is typically leaving something behind that is, you know, no longer serving you. It's something potentially you put a lot of energy into, and no matter how hard you tried, it may not have ended in the way you wanted it to. But nevertheless, it's caused you to climb to a great victory, and that's the outcome for you. I also see here studying. So for many of you, it is about exactly that, working hard at your studies, just as the image shows, really like learning all that you can. We've got the Ace of Swords and the Magician in your current energy. We've got the Page of Swords. That is extreme mental energy of like learning and mastering and growing. expanding your horizons in massive ways, in all ways. And the Six of Wands is like, you know, public victory. It's being acknowledged for your hard work. So you really are gonna get this. You're gonna get that qualification. You're gonna get that job. You're gonna get that relationship. You're gonna get that home. You're gonna get that healthy body. Like whatever it is you are really striving towards, you'll get it. You'll get those friendships. That Three of Cups is here. There's gonna be so much celebration as you continue to move through whatever it is you release here. And for some of you, this is just subtle stuff. I mean, we're forever releasing. That never stops. So we'll see an Eight of Cups type energy in every reading you ever see, because it's just that's the nature of life, right? But this is, yeah, a really stunning reading. I do see the Two of Cups here on the split. So there's a beautiful relationship for some people here on the horizon, or the healing of a relationship potentially. With this Three of Wands, Six of Cups, in the near future, the end of this week, you might be waiting to see someone or hoping to have a reunion. But we do also have family there too, so maybe it's also that getting to, like, maybe there's a beautiful family wedding coming up and it's going to be a wonderful time. Who knows? Anyway, let's move into the oracle cards for your reading. We've got the Inner Child here. I love that for you. Playfulness, lightheartedness, innocence and wonder. I love to see that when we've already seen the card family. You know, we've seen the card Six of Cups. We have got the Three of Cups in this reading. Outside of that, like, there's a lot of alone energy. So, you know, I feel like that's something that's shifting. If you've spent a lot of time alone over the last weeks, months, whatever, I do feel like that is shifting. Absolutely. These two came out together, so we'll take them together. You got the Ninth House of Exploration and Pallas Athena, think. So, you know, that's kind of, and it sits right below the Ace of Swords and the Page of Swords as well. So, you know, that's exactly that energy. It's exploring the mind. It's exploring some new topic that you're really interested in. It's learning the intricacies of something. It's expanding your horizons. It's perhaps traveling with the Ninth House. Exploration. But I, for many of you it could be travel, but I do feel for a lot of you this is about learning something. You have the Starfish Spirit, open to infinite possibilities, and this is another wonderful card when you see a Seven of Wands in the challenge, because Seven of Wands is limitations, whether they're imposed on someone else or they're your own personal beliefs and things that get in the way. Certain struggles you have to overcome before you can expand or, you know, move into your blessings. With the Starfish Spirit here, it's like exactly that, staying open to those infinite possibilities and not limiting yourself, but letting yourself believe in the impossible and some. We have the card Diligence. I really love that. I always love that type of energy anywhere, especially when we've got Hermit and the Nine of Pentacles next to each other and Two of Pentacles in a reading as well. Like, all of that combo together feels very organized and structured, and it's, you know, looking at that bigger picture of your life. Maybe we'll go to the book for it. Let's do that. All right, here it is. There are times in life to step forward and take risks, but there are other times to be patient, step carefully and slowly, and know that the benefits you will gain in the future will be worth it. Be attentive, meticulous, and persistent. Use this time to plan for action steps in the future. Be diligent and consistent at each step as you move forward. By doing so, you will harvest remarkable results in the years ahead. This is not the time for instant gratification. Your diligence will pay off in the future tenfold. This is the time for deliberate organization, clean house, clear clutter out of your life. Be thoughtful about how you spend your time, and be discerning when choosing with whom you spend it. We saw that there too. Clear out relationships that do not support you. Love it for you. We got the Family card. We also had look at the stars. That might be something you're doing at the moment. You might be looking into astrology and learning new things. Like I said, we're already looking at think, exploration, Seven of Page of Swords, Ace of Swords. Like, you've got a lot here about opening up your curiosities. And when we see the Inner Child here as well, it's like, yeah, I mean, how much more exploratory energy do you need? Go and enjoy all of that. So you've got sound healing. Might be a beautiful thing to receive, going to a sound bath. You might like to, there's all sorts of other healing instruments you can use or receive, tuning forks or medicine drums, or like there's just so much out there. You might like to provide this for people as well. It might be something you do. You have clear your energy, refuel your energy and reclaim your power. You might like to do a little ritual or just continue doing that. I mean, I see it here with the Hermit. She's, you know, I would say that's a healing ritual for sure, some sort of clearing being done. She's also, you know, receiving the information from the book. So also if you're a student, that might be a way you absorb information. Sleep with your textbook or something like that. It might be really helpful. And in the Tea Leaf Oracles, finishing out your reading, you have the Tankard, celebration, fun and enjoyment. We have that Three of Cups in the outcome, so absolutely. And I think there's something here about if you are going to some sort of occasion, you're going to look amazing. People are going to really compliment how you look. You're going to dress beautifully, something like that. People will really notice you. You've got Vine, seek out information that will help you. And I like that Vine actually because it makes me think about following the pathway of something, like with my studies, we follow the pathway of stress. So I feel like this is about untangling and really following something to really explore. Because I feel what I'm just seeing here now is like you can learn something or you can learn something. You know what I mean? Anyway, we have the Tower, solid foundation and success with effort, and that came out with this one, the Crown, honor and respect will come to you. So it's like king of your own castle, right? Or queen of your own castle. And that's what you're building. You're building something very solid and it's worth all of the effort, and just continue exploring in a way that is fun though, playful and light and enjoyable. And I don't think you are taking it all too seriously. I really don't get that vibe at all. Which is wonderful too. So group 3, that's what I have for you here in this reading. I hope it's given you some sort of comfort, clarity or guidance. If you'd like a private reading, you can book that in the description box below. And I look forward to reading for you all again soon. Bye group 3.